In the heart of southeastern Nigeria, beyond red earth roads and ancient Irako trees, lay Umuko village, a land blessed by fertile soil, moonlit rivers, and stories whispered by ancestors. For many years, Umuko prospered under the rule of King Chikwudi the Gentle, a man whose crown sat lightly on his head but heavily in his heart. King Chikwudi was loved. He walked barefoot among his people, listened more than he spoke, and judged with wisdom instead of anger. When harvest failed, he opened the palace barns. When disputes rose, he settled them like a father calming his children. The villagers said, "Our king's heart is wider than the river." But beside this good king sat a shadow, Queen Mornike, the bad queen. Queen Mornike was beautiful, feared, and cold. Her laughter never reached her eyes. Where the king saw people, she saw power. Where he saw suffering, she saw weakness. She despised the villagers. In secret, she ruled with cruelty. She increased taxes on widows and farmers. She ruled with cruelty. She increased taxes on widows and farmers. She ordered guards to seize goats, yams, and palm oil from poor homes for the palace. Anyone who spoke against her was beaten, banished, or publicly disgraced. Mothers cried in the night. Children slept hungry. Elders bowed their heads in shame, and yet King Chikwudi did not see it all. Queen Mornike wore kindness before him like a mask. The village bleeds in silence. Umuko began to change. Ruled with cruelty, she increased taxes on widows and farmers. She ordered guards to seize goats, yams, and palm oil from poor homes for the palace. Anyone who spoke against her was beaten, banished, or publicly disgraced. Mothers cried in the night. Children slept hungry. Elders bowed their heads in shame, and yet King Chikwudi did not see it all. Queen Mornike wore kindness before him like a mask. The village bleeds in silence. Umuko began to change. Drums that once called joy now beat funerals. Laughter faded from moonlight gatherings. The river, once clear, seemed to flow slower, as if grieving. An old woman named Mama Nkiru, whose sons were taken for refusing tax, crawled to the palace gates one morning and cried, "If the king truly loves us, why does his house burn our homes?" The guards chased her away. The villagers began to whisper, "A good king with a bad queen is still a curse." Truth comes like thunder. One market day, tragedy struck. Queen Mornike ordered the public flogging of a young farmer, Obina, for failing to pay an impossible levy. Obina collapsed. He never rose again. The crowd wailed. That cry reached the king. For the first time, King Chikwudi left his throne unannounced and walked into the village. What he saw broke him: empty barns, wounded backs, starving children, fear in every eye. Mama Nkiru knelt before him and spoke the truth with tears. "My king, your wife has been dealing with us like animals. Your silence has been our pain." The king trembled. That night, the ancestors spoke through dreams and thunder. The truth stood naked before him. Judgment of the crown. At dawn, King Chikwudi summoned the entire village. Queen Mornike stood proudly, until the accusations fell like stones. Witnesses spoke. Scars were shown. Names of the dead were called. For the first time, fear touched her face. King Chikwudi removed his crown and placed it on the ground. King Chikwudi removed his crown and placed it on the ground. A king who protects evil is worse than the evil itself. With a broken voice, he banished Queen Mornike from Umuko forever, stripped of title, power, and name. She walked away alone, swallowed by the forest that mirrors wicked hearts. A king's redemption. King Chikwudi wept publicly. He knelt before his people. He rebuilt homes, returned stolen lands, freed the oppressed. He ruled again, but this time with open eyes. Umuko healed. Though scars remained, hope returned. Drums beat again. Children laughed. The river ran clear. Until today, elders warn their children, a good king must never ignore the tears of his people, for evil often hides beside the throne.
Game over.